you dealt with a lot of adversity in finding your path to becoming a comedian, and that's been setbacks. You found breakdancing, and that didn't, and ballet that didn't work out because of physical limitations. Pool, same thing, and eventually you found comedies. What are the lessons that you've learned from going through those dark places in which you had to reassess and create a new identity for yourself? What are the major learned from that?
That there's always positivity waiting around the corner, and no matter how depressed you get, usually you'll be okay. You'll always be okay until you're not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Pretty simple, but truth.
Yeah, just never lose. Never let yourself get too depressed, even if you're sick or whatever it is. Like, especially if until that point you've always ended up getting better. What's the point of being super depressed? Just feel like, try to believe that you're going to be better again. There's going to be a day where we're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's how, I'm always depressed because I'm always thinking this is it. If you can get that mindset out of your brain,
yeah,
then that's a one good way to find some happiness. Just keep moving forward. Keep focusing on something. Keep working hard on whatever it is. And something's going to come, because once you just give up on, like, focus on different things, work on different things. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's always a mistake.
Yeah.
I do that. I'm good. I make a lot of mistakes, but I know how to give good advice, but I don't take my own advice.
Hey, that's life, right? You gotta, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I put all my eggs in the comedy basket during the pandemic. I'm like, fuck. When the unemployment was going, I'm like, a day job? What the hell can I do?
Yeah.
I can't work.
Yeah.
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 There's something else that I noticed that is consistent, and I really like this part about you. Is we always have the tried and true method, the education system that's been developed and put forth for us, but there's always been that rebellious aspect of your nature, in which you want to carve your own path, and you were very, very strong-headed when you found those paths. What do you attribute that to? Because that's a beautiful life thing. It's almost like art. You grew up in a very artistic environment, but you had that passion that when you found something, you stuck with it, and you never let anybody kind of like sway you from that. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I guess if we go back to through the whole conversation, to when I finally realized that finding some sort of happiness was was finding something that I really liked and wanted to do, that kept me, from being super depressed. So I once that's why I just want to do what I want to do, because I know that's the only way I have a chance of reaching happiness. So that's my rebellious side. Like, fuck that. I'm not going to be happy if I listen to you. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do to have a chance at not being suicidal.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be what you told me to do.
Yeah. That's courageous to do.
Yeah, that is.
It takes a lot of courage, I think, to say this is what I'm going to do, because you don't know what's going to happen. What's the end result, right? And you've had.
I didn't have physically abusive parents that were like, "Fuck that," So they actually gave me some freedom to.
Yeah.
To be rebellious. Yeah. And then that support.
Yeah. That's good.
And that comes with the pluses and the minuses, because, you feel depressed when you don't feel on purpose, but you have the power to continue once you find that path. And that's a beautiful gift. So, speaking of gifts, my next question is this. In the midst of all the things that are happening in your journey and your quest, there's always been some helping hands, right? Some people that have come across and guide you. Malik, for instance, Sue Gordon, you mentioned her, that you talk about people.
Guide me, but she was definitely part of the road. She didn't know she guided me. She didn't try to guide me. She didn't help me. You know what I'm saying? It was just God put her there.
Yeah.
To help me. I mean, it wasn't like she, you know what I mean? But Malik definitely was a huge guy. And he helped me. We became good friends. But Suits, yeah, okay, you could put her in there. Yeah.
You mentioned Peter. You mentioned so many great people that came across your path, and they helped you in one way or another.
Tommy, you know, big time.
Big Tommy, yes. So tell us about that. Tell us about how do you make sense of that?
I think it happens with most of us in life. We could all tell that story. I would think. I mean, if you can't, I mean, then you did nothing with your life. I mean, I think most people, even failures, have moments in their life that, you know, that change, that help change, or people that inspire them to do different things, you know.
Even if they don't know they're doing anything for you, they're doing something, right?
Yeah.
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 That's interesting.
Yeah. A lot of times we don't even know until we think about it.
Yeah.
Over our history.
Yeah.
But those are the people that, you know, you named, like, you know, that were big parts, big transitions.
Yeah.
Malik for comedy. You know, and my dance teacher there to tell me to audition for performing arts. My first dance teacher to help me, to give me inspiration and think I'm good.
Yeah.
Keep going. The guy Robert Lindgren to get me in School of American Ballet. That was a big deal. People I met at the pool hall, you know, working at the pool hall, and then the comics I met, it gave me that confidence. And then Capone, you know, just meeting him and going in. Because my first sketch group, I was in a sketch group with Donnell and all them. It was cool. They put me in because I was a white guy at the time. Maybe they thought I was funny, but Capone really had confidence in me back then, you know, in my funny game. And then it keeps going on, you know. And then, you know, Tommy was big with Tiguere Vacano, but then there was other stuff that happened with Tiguere Vacano too. That was, you know, I met some amazing people in the Dominican Republic, some amazing friends. When the mayor picked me up, when the mayor's team picked me up at Santiago, my first trip there, that was one of the best moments of my life.
Oh, wow.
I just posted, I'm going to Santiago. I want to meet my fans at the monument. The mayor's team wrote me on Instagram, like, hey, you coming out here? We'll take you, we want to show you Santiago. And I looked at their pages, you know, they don't have many followers, but they just work for, you know.
Yeah.
And I asked my ex-girlfriend out there, can you look at their pages and see if they're legit and I'm not about to get kidnapped? You know?
Because that's a thing. You got to be careful.
Yeah, they seem real, you know? No, because they're talking about picking me up and driving me around. I'm like, I'm not getting in your fucking car if I don't really know, you know?
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, they seem legit. So I said, yeah, I'm going out there this date. They said, well, give me the exact itinerary. We need to know when you're going out. You know, when you're arriving at the airport, send us all your stuff. So I sent it to them. I arrived to the airport. I'm in the back of the customs lines. I was in the back of the plane, and two security came up, grabbed me, and pulled me right through the line and through security.
Nice.
You know, it was a plan. They had a huge plan for me, and then they had camera people waiting. They gave me like a Dominican hat to represent the mayor and all this stuff. And they had outside. We get to where everyone's waiting outside for you at the airport. I'm walking, and all of a sudden I hear music. I see people walking towards me with a huge Dominican flag and a whole band playing music for me.
Oh, wow.
And then they had a truck waiting for me. And then they had beers and food in the truck for me, and all, you know, the girls waiting, whatever they had. Not like they had girls waiting for me, but they had, you know, there was just a lot of
dance,
girls there. The band were driving around. They would take me all around Santiago to film me. You know, it's a mutual thing because I know the point of it is, you know, okay, this is great. We're going to get this American guy who loves Dominican culture, and he's going to promote all over social media. It's going to make the mayor look great, blah, blah, blah. I know that side of it. But at the same time, I know these people now well, and they're real legitimate, good people, you know? So, and it was a compliment to me that they chose me to be the guy they thought was a good person to represent, you know?
Yeah.
And,
no, but that's awesome. That again, it's like listening to your story, looking at all these great people, and like in the things that you are doing as a consequence of all that is that you're returning that kindness back into the world by starting your charities, by helping build homes and things for those more fortunate. And I think it's attributed to all the good fortune that you had along the way.
Like, tag, you're it. Like, my love for the country was like, tag, now you're it. And they returned their love, supporting me.
Yeah.
Now it's my turn again. And I know the best way to return it is charity work out there.
Yeah.
So my final question, before we conclude the entire interview, is what kind of advice will you give any young person from any walk of life that really doesn't know exactly what they want to do with their life. They might have come across obstacles, and eventually, we want to give them the advice of how to overcome those and how to find their place in the world, find their lane. What kind of advice would you give to those people?
I always regret not being a great student, first of all.
Mhm.
um, I wish I'd just majored. I wish I was just reading every day since I was a kid. I think the best major, I think if you don't know what you want to be, this is always my advice, just go major in literature, major in English. Like, just learn how to speak well. You can get any job if you're really articulate,
Mhm.
you can you can just do anything, and then keep studying, reading, traveling, meeting people, doing whatever you think you want to do, and then what you were born to do hopefully pops up. Doesn't pop up for a lot of people.
Mhm.
Most people, I think a lot of people aren't doing what they were born to do. I don't know if I'm born to do comedy. I don't know, but I feel like I pretty much born to do what I'm doing right now. It's close enough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm cool with what I'm doing. So if it's not what I was born to do, okay, maybe in the next life.
Yeah.
Just to work your ass off, study, and if you don't know what you want to be, then go to school. Just keep taking different classes.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with being smarter.
Yeah.
Then you'll find something.
Mhm.
Yeah.